Who are the sharks? Well, they are the kings of Europe looking to invest in new territory and faster routes for trade. King Charles is the second son of King James VI of Scotland, and using the divine right to rule and an aggressive relationship with the Parliament, Charles has generated an abundance of riches. King Manuel I was born to a wealthy family in 1469. King Manuel I rose to power after King John II gave up his throne to him. Nicknamed Manuel the Fortunate due to his immense wealth and luck, the Portuguese king strengthened his empire's monarchy and their global position, generating a large amount of wealth along the way. King Ferdinand, the son of King John II of Aragon, succeeded his father's throne in 1476 and gained more territory through his marriage to Queen Isabella as well as conquests. Most known for his recent completion of the Reconquista and uniting Naples with Sicily, Ferdinand has reached great heights of wealth during his rule. First into the tank is Vasco da Gama, a young and reputable Portuguese sailor known for his noble voyage to the south of Lisbon.
Hola sharks, my name is Vasco da Gama, and I'm asking for 200 men and 5 ships in return for boatloads of riches. I intend on finding a new trade route to India. Although I am young, I am diligent, noble, and can get things done. I plan to sail around the East Cape of Africa to India. This trade route would eliminate the dangers of trying to travel through the gunpowder empires. I believe that if I were to complete this trade route, it will bring much prosperity to both you and I. Now let's Vasco to go around Africa and get rich. So Vasco, I'm interested in your idea and goal of accessing the resources of India. I just don't know if I have faith in your sailing experience. I need to invest in someone who is guaranteed to reach his final destination. I assure you that my knowledge of sailing and navigation will make up for any lack in experience regarding voyages.
How do you plan on fitting enough resources on your ships to sustain such a long journey?
I'm actually planning on making multiple stops in Africa to resupply as I go. This will not cost extra. I'll just take less resources up front and buy them as needed.
So Vasco, what experience do you have as a navigator?
I've worked on merchant ships, and I have learned everything that I need to know from that experience to command a ship.
So you have not yet commanded an expedition to this magnitude?
No, Your Majesty.
Vasco, I just can't get around investing that much into somebody who may not even complete the journey. And for that reason, I'm out.
Vasco, I like your ambitious spirit, but I too believe you are asking for too much. I am willing to offer you 4 ships and 170 men. No less and no more. Do you accept?
I accept and look forward to completing this great voyage for you. You will not regret this. Next in the tank is Christopher Columbus, an experienced but ambitious Italian voyager. He has a promising pitch for the sharks, seeking to discover a new and more efficient trade route to the Spice Islands in India.
Buongiorno, sharks. My name is Christopher Columbus, and I'm asking for 5 ships and 250 men for my voyage, in return for valuable treasures of the Spice Islands. I intend to find a new and efficient trade route to the Indies by sailing west. It is not as crazy as it sounds. I'm a very decorated sailor and have completed many voyages in my lifetime. And if anybody can complete this mission, it's me. So sharks, who wants to sponsor the Christopher Columbus, who is so good, he doesn't even need a compass?
Do you know how far the voyage will be?
I'm not really sure right now.
How do you know how much supplies to bring?
I'm going to bring as much as I can fit on my ships and hope it's enough. Too much uncertainty for me. I'm out.
I'm very intrigued by your promises and can overlook your mistakes because of your experience. I'm willing to offer you 2 ships and 50 men.
I can't accept that offer. That's too little to complete the journey safely. I need at least 3 ships and 100 men.
The best I can offer you is 3 ships and 86 men. Do you accept?
That will do. I will not disappoint you.
Next in the tank is Ferdinand Magellan, a skilled Portuguese sailor and naval officer, has an interesting proposal for the shirt.
Hola, Sharks. My name is Ferdinand Magellan, and I'm asking for 5 ships and 270 men for my voyage. I plan to find a westward route to the Spice Islands. These islands have abundance of spices and natural resources. My route will avoid the dangers of sailing around the Cape of Africa and be more efficient. This route will help avoid piracy and other competing nations. I will literally bring back boatloads of nutmeg, mace, cloves, and various other exotic goods. Now I have one question for you guys. Who's ready to spice up your economies and get rich?
Are you sure you're capable of such a voyage? I saw you limp in here.
I have a permanent limp after being wounded while serving in Morocco, but I can assure you that I am physically able. I will really like to be doing business with you.
You may think you're physically able, but I don't, so I'm out.
Wait, aren't you the sailor who took a leave without permission? Yeah, you're that guy. You also traded illegally with the Moors? I'm out. There's no way I'm doing business with you.
The accusations about trading with the Moors are false, but you can do as you wish. King Charles, this is the great opportunity for you. I will deliver mass quantities of cloves and other valuable spices.
I can look past the limp, and I sure do like cloves, so I'll give you what you're asking for. Make me proud, Ferdinand.
I will not disappoint you.
Previously in Shark Tank, we saw Vasco da Gama strike a deal with King Manuel in order to find a new trade route to India. After many speed bumps and setbacks, da Gama did eventually find a way to India through the Cape of Good Hope.
I landed in Calicut, India in 1499. My journey was ultimately successful, even though many of my crew died of scurvy. And one of my ships had to be burned because of lack of crew able to maintain it. I completed my trip and I gained much wealth and fame from it.
Vasco da Gama was known for connecting Europe with Asia by establishing a new trade route. He paved the way for future European conquests in this region and opened the door for imperialism. He gave the Portuguese a massive boost in their economy as well. The Portuguese were the first to feel the impact of this new trade route, but other Europeans began to utilize the route as well. Da Gama dramatically opened up the Portuguese economy with the introduction of new spices and various exotic goods. The Portuguese economy benefited greatly from da Gama's expedition.
Contrasting the previous trends of Islamic control and superiority over trade with Asia, Europeans now found a way to bypass the Islamic empires, making trade cheaper and more accessible due to the elimination of the middleman. Europeans consequently reached a new period of Western domination and superiority, as well as introduction to global multiculturalism.
The immediate impact of Columbus's discovery of the New World was that it gave Spain control over a large, new territory with a surplus of resources. This caused Spain to rise as one of the biggest world powers. As for Columbus, his so-called discovery of the New World gave him the fame and fortune he so desired.
The new source of gold had a large impact on West African societies because they could no longer trade as much gold to the Europeans, so they had to start selling slaves instead. This further led to the creation of new ethnicities and cultural diffusion in the Americas, which has led to mass diversity today.
The many accomplishments and historic actions taken by Ferdinand Magellan have had a lasting impact on the world today. The Portuguese-born explorer became the first European explorer to successfully cross the Pacific Ocean in 1519 and is credited as the first to circumnavigate the world, even though he did not complete his journey.
Long-term impacts of the discovery of the New World are the developments of a global economy and globalization. If the New World was never discovered, there would have never been a true global economy, and nations would not be as interdependent.